Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So we're starting today off after I completed my run. So this is week 9 of me training, and this is run 2 for the week. Exhausted, but feel good. So I'm gonna take a shower, get some breakfast, show you what I'm working on, talk about some books. So yeah, welcome. Oh yeah, I'm on the break, guys. But see you in a few. Hey guys, so I am back in the house and I had some tea here. I didn't eat yet. I need to eat, but I want to record this real quick before I eat. So what did I do? So I'm having some turmeric tea, and there's something else in it. I don't remember, but it's really good for me, especially my stomach. So yeah. So let's talk about the books, then talk about the sewing project, and this weekend. So Thomas Hardy, Far from the Madding Crowd, and this is a story that follows a farmer become a shepherd kind of deal, and his entanglement with this woman who he wanted, and this woman plays like the want the wedding but not the marriage kind of deal when she was younger, and she's not playing a traditional role in terms of having a farm herself and doing certain things that a woman want to do in this time kind of deal. So the way the story is, it's like it started that way when they're young, and then older, not even older, but the way they transition it, you feel like the character got older, but it really didn't. So now you have a 3-suitor entanglement story. So you have the farmer, you have this man who is somewhat well off, then you have a soldier. All wants one is very aggressive, like he's telling her you're gonna marry me, and he's coming at her in a way where she feels she can't really defend herself, in terms of she doesn't feel that she can tell him what she really want to say without like some kind of safety. He was very aggressive. And then there comes this soldier that's kind of like woo her off her foot, and she just kind of like smithing by him. And the way the story is told, you can see how she can be, but things happen. A lot of drama, a lot of other people in the mix. It becomes such a really gossipy, sweet, juicy kind of storyline that I really was enjoying. I do feel at the beginning you're kind of like it's slow pacing and all that, but when things started stirring, you're kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen next? One of the things I can say about Thomas Hardy's book, he's going to give you, for the ones I've read, a happy ending. It's going to give you a feel-good ending. There's a line in this that I always like think about since I've finished reading this, which has been a few days now, is when he said, there's a line that says, "You never asked me." And I was like, oh. But then a part of me was like, stop it. But I do like that part of the tale. So really is it really is a love story, but it is done in a way that it just has drama, and it's part of you is like, you have to think of the time period of this story as well, because the woman can make you frustrated in this. It's like, woman, if you don't put your foot down and say who you really want, that kind of deal. It's kind of like people are picking for her or put her in a situation where she's like having to make a decision that is not what she really wants. You see that in this, but it's really I like it. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just it's very, for a classic, it's not what I expected. But it's nice to know classics like this existed with this kind of love triangle situation, this kind of, you gonna marry me situation. But my goodness, the name Bathsheba, The name, okay? I was like the whole time like, wow, this is the name we got here going on here, but that is the name of the main character. Yeah, Bathsheba. Yes. I was very much intrigued. So, then I decided, what did I want to read? And I was like, I started Roulette, and then I was just like, oh, I'm not in the mood for that. And then I started Happy Land. This is the new one from Dylan Perkins-valdez. I've read a book from her, one of my favorite books, which was a debut that she came out with, the first book. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of that book. Anyway, I'll put the Happy Land here. This one is following a young woman who went to go see her grandmother because it's basically she went to visit her grandmother. She's estranged from her grandmother because of her mother. Her mother and her grandmother do not have a good relationship, but something is happening where a grandmother wants her there. It's telling her the stories of her great grandmother, and it's kind of giving you a tale of a community being built after the Civil War and how they're mended together and creating like a kingdom and wanting to have this king and queen kind of situation in this here. But they have land, they don't have anything, so they're trying to build a school, they're trying to do all this. But then this is where the roles of the women and the men is somewhat not quite great in this. And then it's I'm not that deep in. I'm deep, but not that deep in. It's like 23% in the book. But it is somewhat, I'm not sure where it's going, but it's also not giving me a positive take on the treatment of the women in this book. So, but I don't want to just go by that alone. So we're gonna read this. It's definitely going to be a finished book. It is out again. It was released this month. I wanted to read it before because I did get it. The version I'm reading is from NetGalley, so I'm a little bit behind on books that I have requested that I got approved for. I'm so behind. There's at least 5 books that I have not read yet, and I think 2 of them are already released that I need to. There's some that hasn't been released yet, so I have time to get up on those. But that's what I'm focusing on. I did start reading Daydream in Gold. I didn't get that far and I put it down. I didn't know what mood I was in. Then let's, the book is what it is. So let's get into the project, the sewing project. So I am going to a concert this weekend. By the time you guys seen this, it's seen the day of the concert pretty much. And I wanted to make the jumpsuit, which was the pop it up somewhere here, the vintage 80s jumpsuit. Now the jumpsuit is pretty much done. I did hem it. I'm gonna show you a picture of what it looked like before I actually hemmed the bottom. I had to cut off about 2 inches off the bottom and the arms, but I did that already last night. Hemmed it, everything. The only thing I left to do now is add the hook to the bust area, and I have to figure out how sexy I want the bust area to be based on where how many hooks I use in placement. I think I'm using 3 hooks to get it, but of course, it because of how it looks, I gotta, another thing I need to be realistic with. So I did in my measurement again, and I have total, since 8 weeks of running, 2 inches off the bust area and the waist. I think sometimes I'm still in that mindset that I don't want to go down a size, but this jumpsuit showed me that I needed to. The sides, the waist, it is big. I did try to pull it in some more. I am going to wear a belt. It does come with a belt pattern. I made the belt, didn't care for the belt, how it looked. I think the belt is just not my cup of tea in terms of it's short. I'm going to wear a regular leather belt, a cute leather belt around it with a nice buckle, which is still going to give it the 80s vibes because this is an 80s pattern. and you know, Papa Red Lips, and this is how I'm gonna be rocking. So I will do a mini vlog for Tuesday of the highlight of the concert, and finish, at least try to finish Happy Land, and I'll give you the rundown of how everything went. But I'm happy it is done. So I did not put the buttons on the pink dress. It just didn't happen because I felt like I didn't want to run out of time focusing on that. So especially since I'm not going to wear it right now. So I said, no, let me just focus on the jumpsuit. And then next weekend when I will be home, I can just finish that up for the month, and just, you know, do all the other stuff I need to do, the tote bags that I need to make, the journal I also need to make, and some other stuff for a journal move stuff. So that's what I wanted to focus on. So yeah, so this week has been a very rewarding week as well, because, you know, again, with the taking the photos of my body, it made me feel so good, made me want to still continue running. I am not there yet. I felt last Sunday I did feel a bit of I had zoned out while I was running, and I remember just knowing how great the runner's high felt, but it didn't last long. So I feel like eventually I will get into that zone. When I used to be a really big runner, where I used to be running 3-5 miles like it's nothing, I remember having those runners high where you literally are just moving and you don't even realize you're just moving till you get to like the end, and you realize, okay, yeah, it's time to stop running. I want to get back to that because I think that will make me push a little harder. But I'm happy to be in this space again. I never thought I would be back into a runner space again, where mentally I want to get up and run, even on the days where I feel like I don't want to get up out of bed. A part of me is like, girl, go get that run done. Just get that 2 miles in. Just get that 3 miles in. I haven't done more. I think the most I've done is a little under 4 miles. But eventually I'll probably get to the 5 mile. And then I'm watching a lot on my Instagram, fitness Instagram. I follow a lot of runners. And I'm watching all of the Boston Marathon that happened recently, and all these other running stuff, and it just motivates me again. And that's what I focus on. The focus is to lose weight as well, but it's not the primary thing anymore. I just want to get back to being fit and feeling fit, and not feeling so like walking up a flight of stairs I'm out of breath. And you know, I want to be able to like have a normal, healthy feeling. And so that's my motivation to keep continuing, and I'm excited to see what a couple months like from now gonna feel like, because this is literally just week 9 we're doing right now, and so just imagine 6 months of doing this, and what my time would be and all that. Yeah, the times suck. I remember running 10-minute milers and felt slow. I remember feeling like, oh, I could do faster than this. This is slow. And now I can't wait just to get back to that, because doing, you know, 14 and 15 minute is slow. It is very slow. But again, what they say, you know, the slow and steady win the race, right? Not win the race, but finish, right? Something like that. Anyway, because it's a process, and I know it's gonna get there, and I'm gonna appreciate it when I get there more than I did years ago when I was running that time. I know for a fact when I get back to that kind of, even if I get back to at least 11 minutes pace, I know I'm gonna appreciate it way more this time around, because I've to see how far I have progressed and the motivation I have. So yeah, this is me having another passion. Every year I pick something up, and now I'm back to running. Swimming need to happen. I need to next week start putting in for the sessions, because that is still something on my bucket list. Running was not on my bucket list. I'm looking at it now. It was not on there, but look at me now. Yeah. All right, guys. See see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, let me go do my journal of the day, and then I'm going to eat and then get on here and go to work. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.